Hey, welcome back to the shop. I'm Jason, and today we're going to be reviewing the Thinkware Dashcam U1000 2-channel kit. This is a 4K QHD, I think that's high quality, right? Dashcam. And in today's world of all of the nonsense that's happening on the road, I think it's pretty imperative that you have something in your car to document what's happening or what happened in the event of, well, something that really sucks, an accident, right? Both of my cars have dash cams already, and I have one that is pretty old and the quality kind of sucks. So I'll be comparing to this one, which was provided by Thinkware. Thanks guys, I really appreciate it. And we'll see what I think of it. I have a nice new camera in my other car. I'll compare it to that one as well. And we'll see, does this one stack up? And is the value there for what you get here in the box? So let's jump right into, what do we have in here? Right off the bat, I'm already happy with the design and everything. I don't really do unboxing, so I'm going to be pretty quick about this. I really want to make sure that everything is in here and it's going to be put together well enough that nothing's broken. Thus far, it looks pretty awesome. This is one of those things that isn't unboxing all that necessary. Well, probably not, but it's more important to see that, hey, check it out. Even comes with a memory card. That's slick. Little Thinkware logo on there. 32 gigs. That's not going to be a whole lot with HD, but it's going to get us started. So what is it we have here? Well, we have the primary camera. We have the mounting plate with an additional adhesive, a power supply that's plug-in power supply. We've got a hardwired power supply, and we have probably the extension cord to the rear camera, a CPL filter for that rear camera, some wire ties to hold things together, our manual, and a little bit of information about their cloud service that they offer, along with their USB card. So you can see here I'm replacing the camera on my 2020 F350, and I'm kind of taking the lazy way out here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this camera in this truck or if it's going to go into my wife's BMW. So for now, I'm using the dash plug-in and not the hardwire kit. I do have a hardwire plug on the BMW already, so it might make it easier moving it over there. For now though, what I'm doing is I'm pulling the door trim seals and I'm running the main power cable and the rear crossover cable across the headliner and through and behind, then dropping it down behind the rear seat. And there's a bunch of trim back there that's really easy to just peel back. You can hide all the cable in there, super easy. And then start putting your trim back while you're deciding which side to put it on. I wanted to put it there on the passenger side, but with the sliding window, it was going to get in the way. And I had to make the choice to roll it all the way over to the other side and put it on the driver's side there. It turned out pretty good in that location. I put the CPL filter there on the front, and you can see this is how the camera adjusts up and down once it's mounted to your dash so that you can get it lined up with the hood appropriately. Plug in your power and your rear camera, and then after you've already stuck the sticky side up on the windshield, you can snap it into place, and you're ready to start setting up the settings. You're going to be pairing to the camera via Wi-Fi using Thinkware's app. And you can see here, as soon as you get paired up, I can see the front and the rear view, which kind of is amazingly clear. I was super surprised. Go on into your settings and you can adjust all sorts of things, from what type of video quality you want. If you're hardwired, you can set it up for continuous monitoring and battery support. While parked, you can set up all the safety features, which is kind of crazy with this camera. I wasn't expecting to see so many safety features. I don't usually use those, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so the camera's installed, and I've done some day driving and some night driving. So it's time to look at the footage and see, how do we like it? Is it worth it? Is it something we would do again? So let's jump right in. We're looking at some dude walking down the street. Who knows who this could be? And we're jumping into a 1.5 zoom, and it's pretty clear. I'm actually pretty happy with this. The one thing I'm noticing though with the lens is there is a bit of distortion on the edges. The nighttime, Nighttime's not so great. Honestly, the super night vision or whatever it is that this camera has, my truck lights are like standing in front of the sun at night. And I feel like they should have added some clarity to this. Even looking at street signs, like right here, we're looking at this intersection in a 2x zoom, and I couldn't read it. My other camera, I can read it, which is kind of interesting. So something in that sensor perhaps isn't as good, but the daytime clarity, I would say, is pretty outstanding. Mounted in my truck, the rear camera, I did mount it kind of low in the window because I didn't want it in my line of sight. So you can see that 8-foot bed kind of gets in the way. Okay, so we've seen the footage, but now we need to decide, would we put this camera in again? Now remember, I was sent this camera for free, but I'm gonna give you my honest opinion, and I'm gonna break it down into the install, the app itself, the lens, day, night driving, and the features. So let's jump right in with the install. In my case, I know what I'm doing, so this was pretty easy. I did take the lazy way out, at least I believe for me it was a lazy way, by using the plug-in adapter. I think I'm gonna keep the camera in this vehicle, and I might even get another one for my other car, because ultimately I didn't think that having the front and the rear camera was gonna be that much of value, but I'm actually pretty stoked about it now that I've started reviewing the footage. So from the install perspective, there was everything that I needed to install it in the truck easily. You saw me installing it. It went right in. I was able to hide the cables. It was plenty long enough to reach all the way around to that back camera and to reach down and through and snake through my dash to plug in. So 5 stars for sure. The app itself, well, apps are kind of a tricky thing these days, and this one's kind of buggy. I didn't feel like it was that user-friendly, and I am an iOS guy. Apple here, Apple there, Apple everywhere. I'm used to it. It's just the system that I've been using for 20 years now. So, you be the judge on whether or not that's going to work for you. I did do some screenshots there so you could see what it was like. I'm giving that a 3 stars. The lens, you could see there was a bit of distortion around the outside, more so than on my GoPro. I use an iPhone for filming. I have 2 GoPros mounted on my car when I'm racing, another camera in my other car. None of those have quite the distortion. Could that be from the CPL filter on the front camera? Possibly. I'm not sure, but it's definitely there. 3 stars. So daytime viewing, pretty good actually. So good that I don't have any reason to pull this camera out of my truck. It's significantly better than the other camera that I had in there that was only about half the price, which is kind of mind-boggling that it's that much of an improvement, and there are 2 of them, front and rear view. So 4 stars there. It's not as good as my GoPro at the same 4K level, so I can't use a GoPro as a driving camera. That's just what I'm comparing it to. And night vision. For this one, I'm only giving it 2 stars. Not that great. You could see I'm totally blurry, that you can't read the road signs. Even license plates were kind of difficult to read. Now, as far as feature set, this is actually a really cool thing, and typically I don't like products with as many features, and in this case, I'm not even using all of them. If you have an older vehicle without all of the advanced tech and safety features that many new vehicles have, my truck has this, my wife's BMW have these things, I don't need them on the camera in redundancy. This does have things that if your vehicle was a little older, I think would be a significant value for the money. Forward collision, front vehicle departure warning, lane departure warning. You have safety camera alert, speed alerts. These are all huge values that for the price, you can't get put in a new car. So for that, if I could go, I'm only doing a 1 to 5 star rating here. If I could go above 5, I'd say 10. That's freaking amazing that you can get this many things for this price point. I haven't used them, so I'm not going to say that they work perfectly, but the fact that they're there, even if they work in a mediocre way, is pretty amazing. At the end of the day, would I buy this camera with my own money? Yeah, I would, for me, like to see one with an option for fewer features. That way I could pick and choose, but I know that's not the way the industry works. So I would just jump right in and I would do the 2 camera like this. I hope that you got some value out of this video, that if you're looking at this camera, it gave you some insightful information to help you make an educated decision. If you want to watch one of my other videos, click up on the links up here. The YouTube algorithm will throw you whatever it thinks you might want to watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.